Hey guys, Wolvie here with a special presentation for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global for the 7th of June 2020. This is the series continuing, more specifically, the Quick Tip Character Spotlight. For this particular video, it's going to be a little bit different because it's going to involve somebody who is yet to get their 8080 awakening on JP. I was thinking about doing this for this particular character, but I want to, make sure certain things were in play beforehand. And when it comes to videos that involve quick tips, character spotlights, this is going to be my opinion only. And what I do in these videos are to go over quickly the skill 1, skill 2, the EX ability alongside the additional ability, because as of right now, every character going forward will have at least those 4 skills. So for this particular character, I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to go over a prediction for their secondary rework, what they could do with the LD at the very least, and like I said, it's going to be a female character, so with that all now out of the way, I'm going to go meet you guys at the character I'm going to put the highlight on, so I'll be right back. I am back, and this is going to be the June character spotlight / quick tip. This is none other than your Rhul for Final Fantasy XIV. Now, she was, I'll be honest here, she was the go-to here. But like I said, I had to really think things over, and I want to make sure, it's somebody I have yet to cover. But of course, this is going to be Rhul. The thing is, and part of the reason why I picked her is that some stuff evolving Final Fantasy XIV had a tendency to come about during the month of June. So that, and I'm thinking, okay, let's do Y'shtola for real. Now, like I said, Y'shtola does not have her 8080 awakening. She does not have her LD, but because she is the face of Final Fantasy XIV, despite being a non-playable character or NPC, she will be gaining a burst weapon in the future, so that's that, man. She already has a rework on both Global and JP. However, I do feel she's going to get a secondary rework alongside a little thing I would like to term the lightning fairing treatment. By that, gaining a second alternate costume in the future. So with that, we're going to go over her 4 skills really quickly. And that is going to be as follows. Skill 1 being Stone. Skill 2, Medica 2. Skill 3, aka her EX ability, Pulse of Life. Skill 4 is Brave Rejuvenate, and that's her additional ability. So we're going to go over the Skill 4, aka the additional ability called Brave Rejuvenate. Now here's the thing with the additional abilities. These do not consume a turn. However, they don't fill the Esper gauge up any quicker, so you have to be mindful of that. And these are quite limited regarding the number of uses, Y'shtola being no exception. This has once you get the Bloomstone and the level 7 Crystal Strength level 7 extension, she gets a grand total of 3 uses of Brave Rejuvenate. This lasts for 3 turns, so you really have to use this sparingly. You have to really pick your spots. And what happens here is that basically this increases bravery based on her max bravery. So the higher her max bravery is, the more bravery the party gets. So with skill 1, which is Stone, this is her brave. It's a brave attack. It is of the earth element, and with the rework, should her bravery be at least 30% of her max bravery, it also has an HP attack along with it as Stone Plus. So, and she has 8 uses of this. Again, it is her only offensive move outside Brave Attack Plus Plus or HP Attack Plus Plus. With Medica 2, this is another of her support abilities. This basically gives bravery to the party based on her own bravery stat. And it also provides a max bravery buff to the team for 5 turns at the very least. With Pulse of Life, this has a plethora of effects, meaning that if everybody on the team is alive but they're like low on HP, Pulse of Life will restore their HP to full health. If any of the allies are KO'd, this will revive them and also to full health. What this also does is restores 1 use of stone and 1 use of medica to Y'shtola. So she basically does not run out proper. She'll just keep on going and going and going and going and going and going. But you also have to be smart with her uses because Pulse of Life has a slow recasting speed. Now, to get into the recasting speed here is that before you get the Pulse of Life ability at 3 out of 3 prior to realization, this was one of the slowest recasting speeds out there. And in tune with the EX ability for Sync for Final Fantasy Type 0. So with that out of the way, Y'shtola was one of those where it's like, how would her EX realization improve this? And so it turns out when you get Y'shtola's EX not only realized but also 3 out of 3 and max, this takes the recasting speed of Pulse of Life from very slow to slightly slow. Meaning that you don't have to worry about like conserving as much, but it wouldn't hurt to still conserve. So, how is Y'shtola best used? Now, I do have to be completely honest here, and I do feel Y'shtola is more of a support unit, but it also depends on the team composition she's in. If she is the lone support unit in the team, that's where her role is going to be in. Support, support, support. Now, if she's with another support unit, it could be Arciela, it could be Yuna, could be Lena, could be Selphie, it could be somebody like Rosa. And Selphie being a good unit to pair up with Y'shtola because Selphie's EX ability does help get the recasting speed of any and everybody's EX abilities a little bit quicker. Yeah, that sort of thing. So Y'shtola could go a little bit on the offensive if she is with a second support unit. So, and I'm going to bring this up with Arciela in a separate video, is that Y'shtola is one of those units where if she's the lone support unit in the party, that's all that's where she's best off doing, in my personal opinion, is that she's going to be supporting, so you got to be relying a little bit on, like, Medica 2, and that's followed by either a use of Brave Rejuvenate, or you're going to Pulse of Life, that sort of thing, because with Pulse of Life, after you use it, it opens up HP Attack ++. And with what HP Attack ++ does for Y'shtola, whatever HP damage she deals, it provides bravery back to the party. And the fortunate thing about Pulse of Life, this gives out 9 turns of a max Brave Up stat, which is really, really good. And what I particularly like about Y'shtola when you get her EX fully realized, like mine is here, is that you can use Pulse of Life for straight off the gate. And then you can follow up with Stone or Medica 2. So, but if she's with a second support person, like the aforementioned, or even Quistis, she could go a little bit on the offensive. But you kind of want to be careful because with Stone, this does have an element tied to it, which is Earth, and it is problematic if the enemy absorbs the Earth element or will take 0 damage from it. So now with that bit out of the way, what about a secondary rework LD burst? Where do you think that will go, Wolvie? You're probably asking. Now when it comes to the secondary alternate costume, I do feel that's going to be coming with her 8080 Awakening. And with her 80/80 awakening, speaking of which, the call ability, I do feel it's going to be skill 2, which is Medica 2, because with Stone, I'm like, I don't really see much value in that, if any, if they go with skill 1. And now the whole thing with 80/80 awakenings, I do want to remind those who are global only like myself, is that some characters who already have their 80/80 awakenings, such as Setzer, Lightning, Celeste. Setzer, the call ability for those who, for those on JP, it's his skill 1, which is Freeze Joker. For Celeste, her case, it's actually skill 2. For Lightning, I believe, I'm not so sure which one it is, but I do know that Lightning does have her 80/80 awakening. I think it's skill 1, which is Spark Strike. I'm not 100% sure. So with Y'shtola, the call ability, I do think it's going to be skill 2, because as of right now on Global and JP, she is more support than she is on the offense. So to recap there, the 80/80 for Y'shtola, whenever that happens, I do feel it's going to come with Y'shtola's second alternate costume alongside Medica 2 being the call ability. So, that's the 80/80 awakening out of the way and the second alternate costume. And the reason why I bring up the second alternate costume is that we know, for those of us who are global and or JP and follow JP information, we do know that Lightning does in fact have her second alternate costume, which is from Lightning Returns. So, a little FYI. Now, regarding the secondary rework for Y'shtola, I do feel they make it really interesting. And the reason why I say they can make things really interesting is that regarding skill 1, Stone, they probably are going to make that guaranteed HP damage. Because Y'shtola cannot really rely on HP attack plus so much. So what I think they're going to do with Stone, in accordance to her secondary rework, is to make sure that Stone dishes out guaranteed HP damage. Granted, the HP threshold, the bravery threshold Y'shtola has, or should I say, she needs in order to pull off the HP attack from Stone, is actually good, but it can improve. So to recap for Stone regarding Y'shtola's secondary rework, is that Stone becomes guaranteed HP damage. They may improve this a little bit further in sense of the damage output. Now regarding Medica 2, I do feel that this is going to have some HP recovery with it, alongside the Brave recovery. The question is, how much? And I don't think it's going to be a whole lot, but it's something I do feel is going to suffice. To give her healing abilities more potency, to make her a little bit better than some of the other healers out there. Plus, I do feel that with Medica 2, they're probably going to give her more uses of it. Because 5, honestly, I don't feel that's going to be enough, even when you get one use back from Pulse of Life. I don't think it's going to be enough, so I do feel that they're going to give her more uses. Now, regarding Pulse of Life and Brave Rejuvenate, I do feel that with those two, is that we do... pardon me on that one. We already know that Pulse of Life restores 1 use of Stone and 1 use of Medica 2. Now, with the secondary rework, I do feel they're also going to add Brave Rejuvenate into the equation in sense of ability recovery. And if they do that, your show is going to be quite OP. Now, with that, but I don't think there's going to be any offense in regarding to Pulse of Life. I don't think that's going to happen. It makes no sense. But I do feel, in order to do another recap here, is that Pulse of Life will restore 1 use of Brave Rejuvenate. Now, Brave Rejuvenate, I don't think they're going to add anything further to that, and that's okay. If they do add in more turns on the effects, that'd be really good. because that way you don't have to rely on it so much. So to do a recap of her first 4 skills for Y'shtola's secondary rework, for Stone, it's going to be guaranteed HP damage regardless of where she is. And the damage output's going to improve. Now I'm going to add here, they added more uses that might work out in a sense, but I don't think so. And with Medica 2, more uses, some degree of HP heal, although not as much. And this could be the one for Y'shtola's 80/80 Awakening in sense of the call ability. Now with Pulse of Life, I do think they're going to add a restoration of 1 use of Brave Rejuvenate. Now regarding LD and Burst for Y'shtola, I do feel that they're going to add more elements into what she can do, in sense of, making her someone like Shantota, but not really. And to be more specific here, is that for the LD for Y'shtola, it should be the element of wind, and Y'shtola's burst ability being the element of hold. So with that bit out of the way, we're going to go into some stuff regarding July and August. And to be a little bit more specific there, for the month of July, I do not know exactly who it will be. I do know that it's going to be a male character for the July Quick Tip Character Spotlight. And August will in fact be Terra Branford for Final Fantasy VI. Now after August, I honestly don't know what I'm going to be doing afterwards, but it's going to be one of those play by ears sort of scenarios, because with where I'm working at now, things are getting a lot busier, and like I said, it's going to be once a month, but anything after August is going to be up in the air. So, and I just want to make that announcement right now before I forget. And with that, I'll get going for the time being. With Wolvie here, signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.